This is your man who did it. Who did it this time? Coming at you with another episode to the classic series, Reality Clips. And I'm your host with the most, Mr. Who Did It himself. The monster with the metaphors, Mr. Clutch. Let's get it. Let's talk about some reality clips. Fellas, you remember back in the days when you was probably just entering the adolescent phase, maybe 12, 13. Some of you brothers who grew up in certain cultures know where I'm about to go with it. You would play some type of sport, especially in the fall. Maybe it would be football, fall baseball. Some of you brothers train year round when it comes to boxing. But you would have to bring a change of clothes if you was going to a church service. You'd have to bring a change of clothes if you was going to a friend's house afterwards. You'd have to bring a change of clothes depending on the activity for the day. Your parents would tell you bring a change of clothes. We gotta go swimming in the summertime. If some of you brothers, once again, you play football, you would understand that after church service, after prayer meeting, after certain events, you'd have to bring some church clothes, bro. You'd have to bring some change of clothes, some sweats, some champions, some starter gear. I don't know if you youngins understand how efficient the starter jackets was after, I say, roughly around October. You know what I mean? We'd have to bring a tassel cap or a beanie, depending on the weather, because we always knew that after church or after a certain event, we going outside and play football. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen, I grew up in Western Pennsylvania. Football is centered around a lot of different other environments, that being school, that being your religious background, and obviously the family unit. If you don't play that sport, then this could apply to you if you were a baseball player or a hockey person or a person who likes to figure skate or just someone who likes to stay in shape. So you can understand it taking a change of clothes, or you was around people that was always on the go. There were certain men that I would see that they would have they hardware on, like maybe a construction hat, some dusty Timbs, and they'd have like one of them old school like polos on. And then next thing you know, you seen with like a Nike bag or some type of little, like maybe even a suitcase, and they would have like other clothes because they would have a part-time job working overnight. Some of you brothers is doing that right now. Some of y'all got 3 hustles. I know I do. You never know. Sometimes you have to take that extra polo if you gotta do a shift at Macy's. Some of you brothers may be working still in the restaurant industry. You might be a manager. And then afterwards, you might have to literally go to court because you're doing an internship for some firm. Let your mind wonder what I'm trying to get at with this reality clip. Well, the same thing applies, y'all, to dealing with the spirit. Y'all know how I like to get down. I'm trying to bring it home. When we're walking in all these different environments in our lives, whether it be at work, in the home, over your spouses or your girls or your concubines, your lady on the side, or for you ladies, dealing with your gentleman, your husband, your spouse, and so on. You never know when you got to change on a nigga. Pardon my language. You never know. For instance, there come times in my life where I've had to walk in certain arenas / people's houses, and I know they're doing things that are not of my Father. And I'm not talking about the one that planted the seed. I'm talking about the Heavenly Father, Abba. And I'm walking into their house, and I see the tarot cards. I see the Ouija boards. I see the all kinds of holiday festivities and trinkets and posters. I feel the so-called energy of that man that's abusive, of that uncle who could be a potential predator, pedophile, fill in the blank, because I work with children. I've walked into different prisons, detention centers, county jails, felt the heat coming off of them COs, some of them military rejects, some of them little men who stop growing after 5 foot. So they feel emboldened, they feel empowered by having that badge. Been in situations now Where certain youth, especially once they start perking up, hitting 14, 15, might even be a little taller than me. You know what I mean? Sticking his chest out. Young bucks. I've had to change clothes on niggas spiritually. Don't think I can't ever go back to the way I used to be. Now, prayerfully, you brothers who are in the known, who are in them scriptures, trying to dissect this and that, trying to find out how we are supposed to be intertwined with this Western world and be of respect and of good cheer. You got to bring a change of clothes. You never know when you're going to have to get dirty with somebody and talk to them about Yahweh Shai, who the world knows is Jesus Christ. You never know when you're going to have to check them and let them know, like, nah, let me stop you right there. You don't know how things was in 98. I know in my case, I may have a suit on and literally I got some J's in my Jeep's trunk just in case you get stupid and want to play one-on-one. Might even bring my mitts sometimes, my boxing mitts. If you get out of order and you feeling that way, you want to get some off your chest, hold these mitts. I got the gloves as well if you want to spar. I'm saying that to say to you, that's in the 2-dimension form, but in the 3-dimension form, spiritually, what are you putting in your bag if you do want to change clothes? I recommend an extra pair of shoes in case you got to step out. You never know when you're going to have to walk through the wilderness. You never know when you're going to have to step on some unclean soil, some forbidden turf, behind enemy lines, as the brothers like to say. Because we're always behind enemy lines when you follow the Lord. Let's keep it real. This land does not get down with him. Who you fooling? So don't be afraid to change clothes. Some of you brothers who are content creators, I love the versatility. And then when someone gets out of line on your lives, you check them right there. Someone may assume just because you're from the South that you're not as articulate, which would be foolish, but it's been done. Someone may think because you grew up in LA that you're already, affiliated with some type of gang. Senseless BS, baseless. But so you got to change clothes on a nigga and correct them. The same thing's supposed to apply when dealing with humans and their thinking. All of their theories, their mores, their idiosyncrasies being played out in front of you, egging you on to disagree. Correct them in the moment. Don't be afraid to change clothes on somebody, man. You never know when you got to step outside your character. They may know you as JoJo the Tire Man, such and such the Hooper, Jason the Pretty Boy, Harry the Handyman, Timmy the Tough Guy, Regis the Rhetoric. But every now and then you got to let them know your journey. You may have to let them know what you will not tolerate. All of that's changing clothes. If this was a driving lesson, which is another series, by the way, switch lanes on somebody. You have to get around them or let them fools go in front of you and let them crash. Metaphorically speaking. So with that being said, we don't need to go on any longer. First of all, what are you packing before you go in all these different environments spiritually? Do you have that armor on that Ephesians is talking about, Ephesians 6? Do you have on the breastplate, the helmet? Do you have the sword? I recommend the sword always be in your bag, metaphorically speaking. Never be afraid to change clothes on somebody. Don't let nobody put you in a box. Always stay professional, and I would recommend you always keep a cool head. But every now and then, there is no shame with letting somebody know. Step outside my office and let me talk to you in a different tone. Let me call you back when I'm off work. Let me see you somewhere else where I know you're not trying to flex on me on speakerphone. Y'all been there. And I'm in there. This is your man Who Did It this time, coming at you with another episode of Reality Clips. Don't make me change clothes. I'm out. All praises to the Most High.
It's on jazz. It's on jazz. It's on jazz.